What's good, guys? It's Techers FC and we're back again on the channel. What a long absence it's been, and I do apologise. I've had a lot of personal stuff going on in life with health issues and job issues and all sorts of other stuff. It's been a big delay to get back on the channel, but I'm eager to get back on it and I'm glad that I can. And what better way to start it off getting back on the channel with a brand new version 1 eFootball update. For those of you that don't know, eFootball is the new PES. Obviously Konami made the decision to do away with PES altogether now after 25 years and just make a brand new free to play game called eFootball. As you're well aware, the version 9 update came out 6 months ago, and what a shambles that it was. There was nothing to do on it. It was pretty much a demo, and a bad demo at that. There was not really many features or things that they said that was going to be available that became available. All the other content creators on YouTube that got to try the game before the game was released said that they played a completely different build, and they ended up with absolute rubbish when the game came out. It was voted one of the worst Steam games, voted one of the worst ever releases for a football game. Fair to say Konami made an absolute ass of it. But what they have done in this version 1 is fixed it. Briefly, there's a lot of issues still going on, but the game is a lot more playable, and the content that they're bringing out seems to be good, and hopefully they can keep it up. So what we're going to do today then, guys, with the return of the channel, is we're going to get into the brand new mode Dream Team, which is basically Konami and PES's version of Ultimate Team for those of you that play FIFA. And they've changed the name of it, so obviously guys that are familiar with PES, it used to be called My Club, it's now called Dream Team. The purpose of today's original first episode for the return of the channel is just to give you guys a view of the game, a quick walk around my team, as I've been playing quite a lot of the game off recording and camera from it was released, and we'll give you a quick tour of the game and what to expect in the coming episodes and videos. So as you can see on the screen, we've got Authentic Team. Authentic Team is basically kick-off mode. Now the kick-off mode's absolutely garbage again. There's 5-minute matches that are capped, you can't change the time, nothing. They've got, I think it's regular and superstar are the difficulty levels you could change it to, again, nothing. A little Easter egg / glitch sort of thing in the game is if you go to the extras tab at the top, there's also a training menu. You can go to the training, and within the free training you could change to any team you want and be every team in the game. Why they've got every team in the game on the training mode and not on the kickoff mode, I don't know. But also within the kickoff mode, if we have a quick look, we've got events. Now these events are things that you can play through to gain GP, which is obviously your in-game coins for using in Dream Team. As it's the season 1 release, the first update came out today on Thursday, which will be yesterday by the time you're watching this video. It's all based on the new licenses of the game, which are all the American players. They've pretty much managed to license all American players in the game for the MLS leagues. I don't think they've licensed all the teams, but they've licensed the players, so pretty much most of the players will have their faces. Same with the J League, and they've got a Spanish League as their first theme for the first episode. Obviously you enter these and you will receive money and coins and in-game GP, XP points to level up your players, and these are obviously going on weekly, so every Thursday between, I think it's 2 o'clock in the morning, the servers will go off till about 8 o'clock that same morning. So basically Wednesday night going Thursday 2 in the morning till 8 o'clock, that's when the update comes. They'll add new events similar to these. The event for this week is Spanish League, and I think the week after's Serie A. No, sorry, I'm telling lies. The week after's the Liga 1. Then the week after that will be, I think, maybe the English League, and then Serie A, and so on and so forth. And every week they'll update these events. I think in these events you use the real teams from the leagues. So for instance, if we entered the Spanish League, details wise, obviously team types, you've got all your teams. You've got Barca, Real Madrid, Valencia, Atletico Madrid, Sevilla, Celta Vigo, and so on and so forth, Bilbao. You've got your Spanish teams. you've got your rewards for taking parts in these. So first time reward for the challenge 1, you'll get 10,000 GP and 2 1,000 trainers. You'll get, for the second time, you'll get 10,000 GP again, 2 1,000 trainers, XP points for your players, and again for the third time you'll get 20,000 this time, and times 2 1,000 trainers. If you do these onwards after you've completed these, you only get 100 GP per match, so be sure to remember that they're not worth doing after you've completed them. But you've obviously got the Spanish one to do. Again, you've got the American one to do with all the American teams, as you can see, and the rewards are pretty much similar. Again, only going up to a higher 4,000 this time, but you're still getting your XP. And again, with the licensing for the J League, that's also the same. Going up to 4,000 after the third one. Iniesta there in that photo in the middle, as you can see, still kicking it. What an absolute player he is. Hopefully we'll get his legend card at some point during the course of the season in the updates. So that's pretty much the events. You've got your trial match. You've probably seen all this in different videos, but we're just going to quickly skim through it. This is the kick-off. As I said, you've only got your 9 licensed teams. Not very much to choose from. They're obviously all licensed with kits and badges and stadiums and that. But you can't really change the difficulty other than 2 that are there, and you're stuck to 5-minute matches, so there's not much to do. Where it's all at the moment, and what I'm happy to announce, is the online mode, which is the Dream Team, which is their version of Ultimate Team, their new version of My Club, and my experience so far of it has been actually really quite good. I got veteran bonuses for playing PES 21 last year, so I got a couple of legend players to start the game off, and I got 1,000,000 and odd GP, which we'll get into as we're going to go through the menus. So if you look at the top, we're in the eFootball world. You've got the shop. Now you've got the eFootball points, which is pretty much similar to the E-points we had last year. You can use so many of these to buy the special items that Konami put in here for you to purchase. So this time around we've got special players like Igor Aspas, Ivan Rakitic and Cesar Azpilicueta, 5k each. Then you've got the likes of your items, training items, XP items, and so on and so forth. We'll not get too dragged into that. And then you've got your coming out here, you've got your eFootball coins, which are obviously priced based on Konami and Sony's decision of what they are on the PlayStation Store. You've got, for instance, 100 coins for 79 pence. You've got 520 coins for £3.99, 1,000 coins for £7.99, so on and so forth, all the way up to 12,000 at £80. Obviously these are what you need for opening the packs and certain packs and stuff. So doing that, obviously you've got your extras, which is your settings. Like I say, if you go into training mode, you can go into free training and go into the settings. You can change it to any team you want. If you just want to have a mess about with different teams, look at teams, ratings, player stats, things like that, you can. So going back to the eFootball world, so getting into it then, guys, why we're all here is the Dream Team mode. So just to quickly go over it, you've got your matches in the Dream Team tab. Going into here then, you've got your events. So again, these events are similar to the ones I showed you in the authentic mode. You'll play these events, you'll get GP. As you can see, I've got a green tick next to this Spanish League one because I've finished this one. So this is several games against the computer. The higher the difficulty you play on, the more points you'll gain, the faster you'll gain the GP within the event. Once you've gained the GP, you'll only get 100 GP per game if you keep playing it then afterwards. This is against the AI computer. The Worldwide Clubs is online. There was a Worldwide Clubs last week. I finished it. I have to do this one also, and again, for an example, you come in here and again you'll earn GP rewards and XP points. So I think it's not too bad the way they're giving out GP and stuff. For the main new feature within this year's game is that you can buy any player you want now from the market at a set GP price, which we'll get into. Again, the new thing as well also is the new division. So this is online divisions, pretty much player v player to be promoted to the next division, which is an eFootball league. So I started in Division 10. The very first game you play to earn points will be against the computer. Once you win that game against the computer, you'll then get promoted to Division 9, which is when you start playing against other players online. Obviously, you'll see at the top it's got your current points, your points for promotion and your points to remain in the division and how many games you've played. So currently I've got 3 points, I need to get 6 for promotion, and I need 4 points at least to stay in this division for the phase. So obviously it goes by phases. You can also see at the top left hand corner where it's got Division 8, we're in phase 1, going from the 21st to the 19th to the 5th. So within that phase you want to try and obviously get the highest possible division as possible within the games that you've got. I do know that once you get the 6 points you need to get promoted, you don't need to play any more games. If you've done that in 3 games, for instance, you can skip to the next division, which I've done now to Division 8 from 10. So this is the new division system. Obviously within here also you'll earn GP. If you get to Division 1 you'll get 20,000, Division 2 10,000, if you win Division 3 10,000, 8,000, so on and so forth, all the way down to 5,000 from Division 8 and on, and plus you're getting the XP words as well. If you get to Division 1 you'll get 30,000, after the different phases it changes, so on and so forth, and if you get into the top 10,000 in the world you'll earn 100,000 GP. So yeah, the content's looking good. The game's a basis to build on. It's got potential as long as they could fix all the gameplay issues and keep improving on it, because like I said, it's not a yearly annual release anymore. It's just going to be monthly updates and seasonal updates if and when Konami plays. So plus the game being free, they've got a lot that they can pick up on and build on, and here's hoping that they get everything on this sorted and keep it fresh. So what we'll do then, guys, is get straight into what you're interested in, and my team straight off the bat. So firstly I'll show you, we've now got the marketplace, where you can buy players. So starting off, for an example, we've got Salah. Sorry, I'm filtered into the wrong one. We're filtered at the Liverpool players there, but if we come back, fix that filter. So you've got Lewandowski, Salah, Messi, Mbappe, all 1 point odd million. Coming down, then you've got Ronaldo and Neuer. Now the player ratings aren't the actual ratings that they've got within the kickoff mode or any offline modes that will be in the game. Obviously Messi's rating, Mbappe's rating, Salah's rating is a bit higher, and Lewandowski, I think they're all within the 90s. What Konami have done this year is capped the players' ratings, because you can edit the players' stats and team style proficiency to whatever you like to get them back up to the actual in-game rating that they are, and possibly more depending on how high the player levels up. So not everybody can have a straight OP team from the start, so their stats are obviously downgraded also. So clicking on Messi for an example, he still has very good high stats, but he's 68 pace. He is a slower player now, he is getting old, but it would probably be a wee bit higher within the actual in-game rating. So might his low passing and his high passing, his lofted pass, sorry. So they've capped it to being low. As you can see, he goes from level 1 to 21. So once you get him up to level 21, you'll probably have a lot higher lofted pass, low pass. His offensive awareness will be further up, his pace might be further up, but you decide what stats you edit on top of him. At the side you can see team playstyle proficiency on the right hand side. So obviously it goes by possession game, quick counter, long ball counter, wide, out wide and long ball. Messi's best stat within their possession game. Obviously he played that within the Barcelona, Pep Guardiola, and Barcelona being a tiki-taka passing style team, so he's best at possession game. So if you're playing a playstyle of possession game, Messi having the possession game at 80, he'll get better chemistry and his rating's better. So for an example, Messi just now is 87. If I bought Messi, stuck him in my team when we get there, so if we go to, if I went to my team, sorry, and my team was playing an out wide team style proficiency, Messi's rating would maybe be away down at 70, and his team chemistry would maybe be away down at 30 odd, because he's not playing the possession game. So it's all about building your players' stats to fit this team style. Each manager as well, it's not capped on formations like it was before. Each manager now has a mixture of team proficiencies that they play. So if I have a quick look at the managers, you've got obviously Roman as Pep Guardiola, Klopp and things like that. So obviously taking Guardiola for an example, his highest proficiency is possession game. He likes to play possession game. He's a passing style manager, as we know from real life. He can play a bit of long ball counter, but he's best at possession game. So if you chose to buy Guardiola and changed his proficiency to possession game, you would then need to edit all your players' proficiencies to possession game as well to get the best chemistry, the best rating of the manager, and the best team chemistry. So for example, if I selected Guardiola and bought him because he plays possession game, and I changed his proficiency and team style to possession game in my game plan, Messi's rating would then maybe go back up to the 88 that it's at, maybe more, because Guardiola's a better manager also, meaning he's getting a better rating for Messi and the chemistry, and because the both of them are good at possession game. If you then went and bought Jadon Sancho for an example, who might be a quick counter-attack player, you can then go and edit his proficiency to be good at counter-attack and possession game. And then the more better he's at possession game, then also his rating will go up and the team chemistry will go up. And as you can see at the top, the coaching affinity is stats that increase on players for depending on the type of manager. So Pep Guardiola's stats, he increases experience points of 5-star players gained during the match. So any 5-star players you've got after the game, they'll get XP and they'll be increased times 100 thanks to Guardiola. Other players like working with veteran players, so if you've got any veterans in your team, certain managers will boost the veteran players' stats, and under 25s and young players will get stat boost depending on the manager. So that's kind of the top and tail of it in the long story. Any players you've got, you need to choose a team style based on what the manager's better at. So if you were Guardiola, you're going to choose possession game, and then you need to build your players to play possession game style, which we'll get into. Just to quickly show you, so obviously you've got your standard players, all different prices. I'm not going to bore you to death too much with that. You can filter, and now different from my club, you could choose any player and buy any player you want depending on the GP you've got. So obviously play games, earn GP, buy players, that's the moral of it this time around. Then you edit them. So just to quickly show you a player being edited, for instance, I don't think I've got any XP to edit, but I'll give you an example. You would go to the My Team tab, players. This is a quick look at players I've got. So we'll take Diaz for an example, and we'll get into the actual team in a moment. So Diaz just now is only rated 77, as you can see. He levels up by 34 levels, so he will be a monster when he's leveled up. If you look at the side of the screen, he's got a possession game of 55, a quick counter of 67, a long ball of 72, 64 out wide, and a 54 long ball. So what you're aiming to do is either find a long ball counter manager who's good at long ball, or edit his other stats to play for the style of manager that you have. So Guardiola, like we've said, is a possession game manager, so you would need to increase Luis Diaz's possession game to then have him get a better rating and better chemistry with the team and Guardiola, which would build the team chemistry and his rating towards Guardiola, which help the team. So what you would then have to do is you press square or X if you're on Xbox, it's the same stuff. You go to level training, the XPs that you're earning for winning your games, you stick them on top of them. So if I put 1,000, for instance, 1,000 on them, we maybe take them up to level 3 or 4, which would then give them maybe 7 or 8 points. Then you would press triangle, perform the training. So once you've performed the training, you come back out of here, you press square again, and you go to player progression. This is where it gets interesting. So you would go to team playstyle proficiency. You would click on this, and as you can see, I don't have any points to put on him just now, but obviously where it's got possession game on the bottom left, I would put a couple of points onto that, which would then increase his possession game from 55 maybe up to 72 and 73, which would then increase his playstyle proficiency, and it would give him more chemistry, make him better at the possession game, make him play better under Guardiola, make his stats go up more, and make other players' stats go up more, and the team chemistry go up more as a whole. So you would put a couple of points on possession game if you want to get him a possession game, or out wide, long ball, whatever you feel like you want to be playing. So please choose a manager wisely depending on what you want to be playing, and then either you can filter players to find players that are best at the out wide proficiency or the possession proficiency. But if you want to just choose a player that isn't good at that, so say you wanted a player that's not good at possession game, but you wanted them to be good at possession game, you could choose somebody that's better at out wide but up his possession game. Then once you've edited his possession game and put that up a bit, you can come out and go to his player stats, where you have individual control of the certain stats that you want to boost. So if I had 10 points, for instance, to put on him, I can go and up his finishing from 69 and put a couple on, which would be put up to 73, 74, I could then increase his ball control, his dribbling, I can increase his speed, his acceleration, his kicking power, his stamina. Depending on how many points, you can spread it evenly across the board, which would then put his overall rating up. So his rating would go up, and if you've increased his possession game, that would also increase his rating also within the team, within the manager, and the whole chemistry as a whole. You've maybe already watched videos on eFootball about all this. If you haven't, I really hope this has helped you to understand the new Dream Team mode, how to work your players, your team, your proficiency, your playstyle, your managers. And if you're new to eFootball or PES, I hope this has also helped you. Lastly in this video, it's just quite a short one to be honest with you. What I want to do is quickly go over the packs and things that are happening within game, and I'll quickly show you my team, and we'll call it quits there, and then we'll hopefully be looking to get back on the channel with more videos, hopefully getting onto online divisions, playing the events, player v player, some against the computer, hopefully online. My main idea is to get online with this and start trying to mash people online. So to sign players in the packs, you would go to contract. So this first month's theme is Spanish League players and legends. So within the packs, we did have another pack in here, so it's still the same as PES from last year. You can only open 3 of the sort of Team of the Week packs or featured special player packs. I've opened mine, so they're no longer here. In the packs, there was, for instance, Bruno Fernandes 90 rated, Frankie de Jong 90 rated, there was Dimitri Payet, there was Çalhanoğlu, there was a couple of other players also. Thomas Müller I think was in there. I can't remember exactly who I got. We'll find out when I go back to my team. You open them 3 packs. They're 100 points per pack. And once you've opened the 3 of them, whoever you get's who you get. If you don't get the other ones, the packs are gone. The new thing that they're doing this year around is you can also edit those players. The new thing that they're doing though is the nominating of contracts. So this month's, for this whole 30 days, you can get some of these players out of these packs. Now what it is that they're gifting you login rewards of the nominating contracts based on the star players. So the stars that you're seeing at the side of your screen next to your GP and things goes from 1 star up to 5 star. Now what it is that you can actually open these packs. So we're going to the American League for instance. Now as you can see, you've got several players in here with boosted rated cards, and they've got nominating contracts. So you would click on it. Using a nominated contract you currently own, you can sign a player that is 2 stars or below. So any player with 2 stars or below is what I can sign just now, because as you can see at the top right hand side, I've only got 1 2-star contract. So I can take, for instance, Chicharito out here, Alexander Pato, things like that. Obviously Chicharito, an ex legend player for Man United, had a decent career, played for Madrid and stuff. He's capped on his stats though, so the thing is, as you can see, if I rotate the card, there's no level. You can't level these cards up. These are just special cards with one-time ratings that you can't fix or edit. So he's stuck with the stats he's got, which aren't bad for a 2-star player if you're needing someone in your team that you can select to choose. So he's got 80 acceleration, 71 speed, he's got 82 awareness, he's got a bit of ball control, 83 finishing. It's not a bad card to have for somebody starting out, needing players, or people that don't have much GP because they've just started the game. It's definitely somebody you could take. You've got Alexander Pato as well. Now the thing is, in this pack you can choose the player that you want. So for instance, if you want Chicharito, you would click on him, you would take him, he comes to your club, you get him to just use straight away. But like I say, you can't edit them. Other players you can edit, so you can edit the other featured players that you get in the other packs that I've already opened up. And lastly, you've got your Magic Moment Stars, Legendary Magic Moment Stars, sorry. So these are the legend packs that you're wanting to be opening to get the legends. Only downside is that you can only open these with real money to buy your e-coins, which I showed you, your PES coins. So you need to buy PES coins and open these. As you can see, you've got 3 brilliant players there. The midfield maestro Xavi, you've got Guardiola and Guti, ex-Madrid star as well. So you would go to, for instance, see all. There's 150 players in this pack, and obviously you've just got to chance your luck opening these packs and try and pack legends. Obviously if you don't pack legends, the other bonuses are that you can get still 5-star players and other good players in this pack. You may get rubbish, you may not, you may get good. You can obviously get the likes of Jan Oblak, you can get Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, João Cancelo, Trent Alexander-Arnold, you've got Henderson, Mahrez, all the great players in there. And now obviously, if you don't pack these players within these packs, these players cost you thousands of GP to buy, especially the better star rated that are and the better player that are. So players like De Bruyne are away up at 400 and odd thousand K. Oblak I think is like nearly 600 and odd K. He's one of the most expensive keepers in the game, but you can pack him for free in here, or you may end up packing Xavi, Guti, Guardiola for an example. The best thing about this year's one is there's no duplicates anymore. They've done away with the duplicates, so you can't keep packing duplicates, and you can't level a player up by sticking another player on top of him. So last year you could have 3 De Bruynes, turn the other 2 into XP points and put them 2 XP points on top of the 1 De Bruyne. You can't do that now. It's all to do with the team playstyle chemistry that I just showed you, how to level up your players and get the best out of them with the manager. But so what would happen is, as you can see, I've got 147 players left in this because I've opened 3 packs already. 3 players have came out. I unfortunately didn't get any legends this time around. I'm not too fussed with the team I've got anyway to not have these legends specifically. I wouldn't mind a Xavi card, I know it would be great. You can, on the other hand, level these cards up and the legends. For instance, Xavi still goes up to level 10, and as you can see, some of the other players still level up also. This will change weekly. They'll add new Team of the Week sort of players. They'll add new legends each week, and obviously it's a different team each week. So I believe the next themes for the Ligue 1, so I'm assuming we'll get some French legends or some French League legends from players that were legends in the French League. These other ones here, the nominated contract ones, they're stuck there for a month. And I believe these will change every month also, where they maybe add Premier League ones and all the licensed different leagues and stuff. Not quite sure how we're going to earn the nominated contracts. I know that for a login reward for this first season, we're getting them gifted to us. 2-star ones, 3-star ones. I think the most are 3-star. There's no 4-stars at the moment, but I think that will obviously maybe increase. Possibly, hopefully they'll start giving us 5-star ones, and we'll get better players, Premier League players and special cards coming out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much your whole walkthrough at eFootball as it stands as of the moment. Obviously, getting into the most important thing now that you're all obviously here for is my team and who I've got. So I played last year, I got veteran bonuses, I got 3 legends for free. I also had, I think it was maybe 1.2 million to spend on players and construct a team. Plus I got gifted 600 of the e-coins for playing last year, and a bit of the version 9 update of this eFootball when it first came out. Even though it wasn't worth playing, I grinded out a couple of matches to get some GP and coins. And like I say, when the game released on Thursday past, I got myself free legends and 1.2 million to build a team, which is what I've done. So if we get into the game plan, you'll be able to see my team, how it's leveled up and what we've done. So we're playing a 4-1-2-3. As you can see up top, the legend I packed, centre forward Diego Forlan. Now I've not done much in the way of editing his stats at the moment, but he was already high up there anyway. When I first put him in the team, he had a low team chemistry and a low rating because he wasn't playing, as you can see, to the proficiency. His highest is now quick counter. I've had to kind of edit that. Before, his highest was long ball counter. He's only got a 55 per possession game, but because I'm playing counter attack football, quick counter, and he's 74, he's got a better chemistry with the team and he's got his better rating. Players that have levelled up also have been Sadio Mane. Another thing is certain players, they're now called foil players, and what this means is, so first off, when I first got Sadio Mane, he was maybe an 86, 87, and he had a picture of Sadio Mane, just as his head, a picture of his head, like the Pedri picture, it's just his head. As you can see, there's nothing on the bottom of Pedri's card, whereas now Mane's got an actual photo of his whole body. You'd only receive this photo when you've maxed the player out. So for instance, Sadio Mane, I've maxed out at like level 20 odd. He started off at like an 86 or 87. I've maxed him out to 91, putting maximum XP on him and boosting his stats. So I can't boost any more of Sadio Mane. He's probably stuck at what he's stuck at. The other thing is, once you put the boost his stats. When you put the points on his stats, you can't remove them. So if you went and put all his acceleration up as far as it goes and used all your points on his acceleration, you can't then remove it and go and try and put more on his ball control. So you have to evenly split it up, because once the points are spent on his stats, you can't remove them. So for instance, I did boost his pace to 90 and his acceleration to 90. I put a bit on his finishing, which got his finishing up to 82. I put a bit on his offensive and his dribbling, so his offensive awareness is 83, his dribbling is 83. His ball control is still down away at 79. I could do with putting a bit more on that, but I won't be able to now that he's maxed out. So I don't think he receives any more points. But he's got the balance and the pace. And he's also got first time shooting. He's got acrobatic finish. He's got a bit of head, and he's got the double touch and stuff. And he's got the incisive run and speed and bullet. So he's just a really, really quick player to go. Pedri again, also I've not maxed him out yet, but he was sitting way down at like 70 odd. I've got him up to 85. Bukayo Saka's the same. He was away down at 70 odd, just under maybe 80. I've got him all the way up to 87. Again, he's 82 quick counter. Another thing, so if you press square, it shows you your playstyle and it shows you what they're doing. So the top rating, so Saka's 87. But the second number 82, that's his chemistry style. So that's how much he's adding to the chemistry. So he's got 82 chemistry. For instance, Bruno Fernandes has only got 68. So if I increase Bruno Fernandes's quick counter, which is 68, and put a couple of points on it, maybe got it to 75, 80, that would then increase my team playstyle level at the side, which is 81, as you can see in the right hand side. So the more you increase his playstyle to play or the quick counter, the more the chemistry will go up, the better the players play together. So you've got, obviously, Fernandes was in these packs that I got today, so as you can see, he's flashing and he's shining. That's his special moments card that I've collected, that's why that's like that. He's at 90 just now. I've not edited him, but I can edit him and add stats on him, so you'll maybe go higher than 90. Pedri at 85, Leon Goretzka at 88. I've got Hakimi 86 at right back. Rafael Varane I've levelled up to 89. He's not maxed out. I think he'll still go more, but he was down at maybe 82, 83 when I got him. I've maxed him almost maxed him up at 89. I've got an absolute legend at the back in Sol Campbell. He's went up to 92. Oliver Kahn 91. Again, these two only have 50 on the proficiency, the chemistry, so they're running the team low. So if I was to increase Sol Campbell and Oliver Kahn's quick counter attack proficiency when editing the players, that would go a lot higher up. The chemistry from 81 would maybe go up to 84, 83 if I did the two of them. So you need to save your XP points that you get from winning matches and your players getting XP after each game, and spend it wisely on their stats and the proficiency to get the best out of your team, your manager and your chemistry. Obviously, lastly, we've got Alphonso Davies. So he's got a 76 for chemistry, which isn't too bad. Mane 77, Forlan 74. Obviously, the higher that is, then the more chemistry. So I'm only at 81 just now. It can definitely be improved on my playstyle level. But it is what it is just now. So my manager at the moment is Louis van Gaal. I've also got Warham of Aston Villa. That's technically Steven Gerrard. When the edit mode comes out, we'll be able to edit these and change the names and pictures and badges and stuff. But that's not yet out. We need to wait on Konami announcing that. But Van Gaal I went with. So he's got 75 for counter attack, which is what I'm trying to play, quick counter. So any player with a decent quick counter chemistry style like Saka and Sane and things like that, they'll boost the chemistry. Play at 92 for Hakimi, so he's playing really good on quick counter, whereas Campbell and Kahn aren't. So once it upgrade theirs, that'll go up. And as an example, if I go to team play style and I change it to long ball counter, which Van Gaal's only 46 at, that decreases my rating all the way down to 67. As you can see, every player's lost loads of rating and stat. Saka's went from 87 to 81, Mane from 91 to 85, Pedri from 85 to 80, Forlan's down to 82, Fernandes has went from 85 to 90 to 85, sorry, Goretzka to 80. You get the point, and obviously that's because I've changed it to long ball counter. None of these players obviously enjoy the long ball counter. Well, so Campbell, for instance, is at 70, so that's his preferred proficiency, but if I change his counter attack up, then the thing will go up. So if I put it back to quick counter, it goes back up to 81 and they'll get their stats back. So you get what I'm saying. You've got your individual instructions now. you can select the defensive instruction, design players will refrain from pushing forward. So I've got Sol Campbell to stay back, for instance, defensively. Offensively, if I go to attack 2, I've got anchoring, restricts players from drifting out of position horizontally. So I've tried to get Pedri to stay in the middle for us, using the anchoring, counter target, meaning when all the team's defending, one player stays forward. I've chose Forlan to do that, because he's my striker. You've got things like that. You've got your sub tactics. That's not really much use as of the moment, but you could change formation for in-game things that happen in-game, which isn't too bad also though. And obviously, like I said, no manager stuck on a rating now. Everybody, or a formation, you could pick whatever formation you want. You've got your in-match roles, take your free kick takers, penalty takers, captain, and you can edit the squad numbers as well. So any players that are in different numbers, if you get Ronaldo and he's got a 22, you can put him to number 7 or Messi to number 10, whatever floats your boat. But that's basically the walk-round of eFootball's Dream Team. I know I've dribbled on a bit and I do apologise, but like I say, I'm glad to be back on the channel. Hope you guys are going to enjoy the content and the videos coming. Each week that the new content comes out, we'll be able to stream more, we'll be able to do more videos. Hopefully get back on doing a couple of live streams would be good as well. I do apologise for the long absence, but I think it's going to be good to be back. It's good to be back on the channel. It's good that they've updated this. To be honest with you guys, I've got FIFA 22. I don't physically mind FIFA 22. I can't stand FIFA Ultimate Team anymore. It's boring. It's dried out. It's depressing. I can't deal with it anymore. So I'm done with Ultimate Team. Don't get us wrong. I love a game of FIFA career mode. I love a game of career mode. I'll probably still use FIFA for career mode, but as of now, for my online mode, to get some excitement, online action, pack opening and stuff, it's going to be Dream Team. It's going to be eFootball22, and we're going to crack on from there. Thanks for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's been helpful to anybody that's new to the game, anybody that hasn't seen anything or watched anything. I hope that's helped you out a bit. And I hope you'll join us next time for some online divisions and doing some events, collecting some GP and coins, and going from there. Just before I go, actually guys, I did forget to show you, I've showed you my first team, I didn't show you any of my bench or my reserves. So on my bench just now, I've got Darwin Núñez of Benfica. He's on A form. Another thing that I've not mentioned actually is it goes on their form of real life, by the way. So for instance, Darwin Núñez is on A form, so the better the form, the better they'll also play in real life. And one thing you need to check before each game kicks off is go into the game plan and press square for info, and you'll see the little arrows. Obviously, if you're familiar with PES, you'll know all about the form and the arrows. If you're not, you need your players' arrows to be green or at least sideways. Any arrows that are orange or pointing down the way, the player's off form. Try not to use them or they'll have a rubbish game. If you've got a full team of blue pointing up arrows all in form, and then you've got maybe one right back, for instance, who's off form, you'll get away with using them, but just try and less to give him the ball, because he'll pass really bad, he'll pass squint, he'll lose the ball. So try and avoid him or anyone with that's on bad form. For instance, Darwin Núñez is on form. I'm not using him I'm switching between him and Forlan, but Forlan's a legend. He's got the better stats. He's 88 overall, so I'm using him. But on my bench, he comes off and he does provide his goals by being an A form. Sandro Tonali is another defensive midfielder that I've picked up. He's only 21. I'm going to try and build these stats and see what we can get with him just now. I packed Sancho within these legend packs, although I didn't pack a legend. I got Sancho. I've leveled him up a little bit. He was down at 70 odds. I've got him up to 82. Another player that I've just purchased before starting this video was Luis Diaz. I think it was about 70 odd, 90,000 or something I paid for him. He is only 77 overall, but he'll level up quite a bit as well. So I'm going to try and get a use of him and see what he's like in game. Going into my reserves, I've got quite a few good players in my reserves actually that I haven't using. Like say Nakata, I'm not the biggest fan of Nakata. I don't have anything against him, just not his biggest fan. The other Magic Moment players that I got were Dusan Tadic, who's a player that I could possibly use and level up, and Çalhanoğlu as well. But just with how strong my team is and the way I've got my formation laid out, I'm quite happy with how things are. But these are obviously all the basic players you'll start with, and then you're building to get better players. An experiment one that I bought is young Carvalho from Fulham that's looking to go to Liverpool. He's actually on A form, so you could possibly be a player to give a wee game or two to. And I'm trying to level him up because he levels up quite a lot because he is young. and in real life I like him. He seems to be playing very well. He seems good. Obviously he's got himself a contract at Liverpool by the looks of it in the summer or the start of next year, so it's good to see. But yeah, guys, that's the team. Like I say, thanks for watching. It's great to be back. I do apologise for the absence. I hope you are all going to be able to jump back on the channel with us, watching these videos and enjoy them, and we'll get back to online action, online divisions next time, eFootball22. But it's been a pleasure, guys, and as always, thanks again and take care.